And we're live. Yes, we are. Welcome back, fellow Rumblers. Welcome back, fellow gamers. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to my live stream. And now I forgot what to say next. I'll never be good at this. I just like doing it. But I am not, what do you call this, self-centered enough to say that I'm good at it. Again. Sometimes I would spend like a few seconds just to think of what to say. Okay, so what's up with my thumbnail? Well, it's Indiana Jones. It's the latest game from Bethesda Softworks. Or was it Bethesda Game Studios? Which one? I think Bethesda Game Studios is the developer or the studio. And Bethesda Softworks, or just Bethesda, I think, is the publisher. Why have the same name? It's confusing. Anyway, Indiana Jones, A Great Circle. Yeah, it's coming soon. And the news around it is that it's woke as hell. I'm surprised they did not change they did not race swap Indiana Jones for a different race. I'm not even white, by the way, guys. My on-screen avatar may look like he's white, but nope, I'm not. I'm somewhere on the other side of the planet. So I guess that is a good thing that they did not race swapped Indiana Jones or change the sex of Indiana to something else. Can we call that a win? Is it really a win? I'm pretty sure during their design meetings or creative meetings, somebody suggested, how about we change Indiana's gender to something else, or sex to something else, even though there are only two sexes, male and female. And I'm also sure that someone suggested something like, how about we change the color of Indiana Jones' skin? That will make Indiana Jones more inclusive. Yeah, it's inclusive while you are excluding the others. It doesn't really make sense. The idea of inclusive. Remember guys, those are just buzzwords. Buzzwords that they like to throw around. They don't actually believe in what they're saying. And because my thumbnail is about Indiana Jones, the first video I'm going to check out is this one from Dr. Disaster. Dr. Disaster is a space pirate that pays taxes. I don't know how that works, but he said it himself. He pays taxes, and he is a space pirate. Okay, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle leaked. First 3 hours make. Unfortunately, the rest of the title is not shown. I'm just going to open the video Let's go check this out from Dr. Disaster.
What's up, space pirates?
What's up, Doctor?
Boundlessly boisterous Dr. Disaster and the first 3 hours of Indiana Jones.
Dr. Disaster is also using a voice changer.
Somebody got a hold of it and
I know because I like to play around with the voice changer.
the first few hours, I can say that it's not the worst
And because I like to play around with the voice changer, sometimes I would accidentally enable reverb,
right now.
which turns my voice like
On a trailer that's only managed 70.
I'm inside a cave or something. Although I guess physically, since I'm in a very small room, it's like I'm in a cave.
Why they're taking these measures. The gameplay is very uninspiring. The combat in particular looks like a bad impression.
Again, the last Indiana Jones game that I played was Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis.
Very interesting.
Spent like
Of the game
a few days at my classmate's house
looks
playing the game
simplistic.
because I didn't have a PC back then when I was in high school.
Following obvious maneuvers so that you can just get to the next cutscene. It appears to be a simulation of a video game, a narrow hallway masquerading as a world with choices.
Oh, that's gonna hurt!
In the first 3 hours, we are introduced to Indiana Jones's feat.
Indiana, 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 Indiana.
And I'll say this, it's not as bad as all that. It's not as bad as
Honestly, I don't like the animation.
one punch by the 100-pound, frail-looking woman in dialogue.
Especially the animation. When Indiana was swinging, it looked stiff.
Still fairly insufferable. She was better than my expectations, which were extreme.
Indiana.
By the end of this video, one of my favorite lines from the old movies kept running through my head as I listened to her
I wouldn't call myself a big fan of Indiana Jones. I did watch all the movies except maybe for the last one. They say the last one was pretty bad. Well, the one before that was also bad.
Alright, me hearties, make sure you like this video and subscribe
Honestly,
if you haven't done so already.
they should just reboot Indiana Jones and cast a younger actor.
Whatever you want to refer to it as these days, I keep a list on there of games lousy with wokeness pinned to the account at all times for your reference. My handle over there is Dr. Disaster 1. But alright, we have got a lot to cover here, so what
Oh, look at that. The game is in first person. Oh my goodness.
we'll talk about is the combat.
I hope
Let's watch some.
I hope there's a third person mode. I also don't like watching gameplays in first person. It makes me nauseous. What kind of fight is this? In reality, fight doesn't last like that. I've been in real fights and it only takes like a couple of direct hits and you're down.
What am I doing? Oh my god.
I got punched in the face like once and I was like on the ground. It was not a good experience.
Arrenditi finché puoi. Lights out, fella.
See what I mean when it just
Maybe I should just play Indiana Jones Fate of Atlantis again.
of the really sloppy
It
fist
has been like a very long time. I don't think I have the game.
where
But I've seen a few websites where you can play old DOS games online for free.
easily the worst
I'm not sure if those are legal.
to be the extent of the combat in this turd. But the alternative to this sort of combat appears to be just sneaking around, and the characters that you have to sneak past appear to be blind and or stupid. Look at this clip as an example.
Oh, come on! I don't like first-person view in an adventure game. As if I'm going to play this. This game, the minimum system requirement is not low. If you have a budget PC, you know those that cost around $500, that is what I would call a budget PC. You won't be able to play this game.
Easy.
There is no way that the guy 20 feet away didn't see you smack his friend over the head with a shovel 2 times.
Well, I guess it's possible if the guy is looking the other way.
An environmental weapon and hit the enemies with it. Sometimes they see you and sometimes they don't. It's marginally harder when they see you, but still, if you grab a weapon that you find just lying around in the environment, you can generally end the thing pretty fast. The Great Circle looks like a very rudimentary stealth game, which I kinda get on one level, because Indiana Jones in the films often has to outsmart people rather than just bully his way through a situation. But the movies are kind of a blend of him sneaking around when he can, and then larger-than-life action scenes. The game really needs to turn into more of an Uncharted style game. That would have worked a lot better in my mind, but instead they went with the stealth game with all the obvious moves that you have to make along the way. It looks like a walking simulator, interspersed with cutscenes that tell a story with an Indiana Jones sidekick who isn't as bad as the one that we saw in Dial of Destiny, but still, she's insufferable. It's like Diet Girl Boss. It's only 50 calories, but I still just don't want to drink it. In the first 3 hours of gameplay, these were the clips that I disliked the most.
Hey, Stramble!
Jesus!
Are you saying that Indiana Jones is Christian? He just called out the name of Jesus. Don't woke people hate Christians?
Are you pursuing some forbidden secret, perhaps?
Again, if you're a Christian,
Gina, this has been swell.
you can't be woke
Your sister, but
because woke and Christianity doesn't mix. Jesus will not agree
How do we...
to people
I'm doing this alone.
you're in way over your head, Gina.
castrating children using chemicals.
The archaeological
That is not something Jesus
go.
I don't care about your grace.
would approve of.
My sister.
I'm pretty sure of it.
Nazis before, and trust me, it ain't a walk in the park.
Okay, then. Let's see if you can keep up.
Fight. What do you mean if I can keep up?
Like I said, she's still insufferable. They just can't help themselves. Marion, from the original Indiana Jones film, was a badass, but she didn't try to outpace Indiana Jones. She was badass in her own feminine way. Indy didn't turn into a bumbling fool when talking to her. Needless to say, this dialogue...
Supposedly Indiana is a very smart and intelligent person.
Pun intended. But I'm going
He is not Star-Lord.
thoughts on what
I would understand if the game
in the comment section below.
is Guardians of the Galaxy
Hearties. If you haven't already,
and the MC is a bumbling idiot.
channel and become a part of the
But it's not. It's Indiana Jones.
may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.
Okay, let me give that a like. And then let me close the window. Oh, what do we have next? I've seen this one. Modern audience enraged by manga. I've watched this, I think, in another video. This is about the manga drama queen, where the insane people are like interpreting what's in the manga as something else. They have their own head canon, as they say. Honestly, if I was like the Prime Minister of Japan, I would make an order that, nope, we are no longer shipping our culture to other countries because they are bastardizing our culture. There you go. That will end the insanity. Now, if they want our culture, to consume our culture, they should go here and they can read our culture, our mangas and animes. They can watch them all here in Japanese. They should learn the language. Again, because there are only a few people out there that are, mentally ill. But the problem is, they are very loud. They are very loud in social media, making it appear that there are many of them, when nope, it's just maybe less than 1% of the fan base. And I've seen this one from Carl Jobs. It's basically a video about someone stealing his videos. Someone was like stealing his videos and then translating the words said in the video and then re-uploading it in his own channel as if they were his. Something close to that. Whoa, 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 what is this? This is a month ago. It's hardly new. Assassin's Creed 2 months ago. Not interested in that. Oh my goodness, what did I say? Nox is sorry. Sorry for what? I have the new Intel Arc Battle Mage GPU. Not interested because I can't even afford it. What's the point of watching it? They want it gone. Oh, this is like 10 days ago. Oh, wait, this is like 58 minutes ago. Let's take a look at this. Why Modern Characters Suck by Andy Pants Gaming. Whoa, okay.
Always falls for it. No
Bro, you buying it?
EA or Ubisoft or Warner Brothers churns out, he's the first piggy at the trough putting his pre-order in. Dude has never noticed a pattern in his life. Actually trusts IGN when they review a game. You talk about microtransactions and he's like, what are those? Oh, you mean when I enter my credit card number to get cat ears? Yeah, I love that. Gigachads and chuddas like us see this degenerate goy slop coming from a mile away and just go back to playing Stalker 2 and Factorio. But I've noticed that what the consumer cuck will often say is this: just play it for the gameplay, man. Who cares that you're playing as a black disabled girl boss? Aren't we just playing for the gameplay anyway? And what this statement reveals, I think, is that our Redditor friend simply doesn't understand how video games work. Good video games are as much about who you are as what you are doing. Think about the final hours of Red Dead 2. You formed a bond with Arthur. You came to know him and love him. Modern devs would like you to believe that you can swap out Arthur Morgan with a trans person with vitiligo because it's only the gameplay that matters, right? No. 1,000 times no.
Gameplay is just part of what a game is. There is also story.
Because you are Batman.
You might think Super Mario, the first one, doesn't have a story, but it does.
Last of Us hits so hard because you are Joel. You can empathize with him because you have become.
You'd think Pac-Man
It's a shame because
doesn't have a story, but it does.
the game, it ruins it by having main characters like Juliana, who is the most annoying, shrill, harpy, leftist of a girl boss lesbian character I've met in my life. By the way, you want to talk about white man bad games? Bro, Deathloop. Every single villain in the game is white and the two good people in the game are black. Wild stuff. Anyway, so in this video, I want to talk about main characters. I want to talk about times who you play as made the gameplay better. And I want to contrast this with characters who I could not give a shit about, who I hate.
The problem is they make the other characters, those below, unlikable.
Go to bed. And
They
it-
have
Pro sleep mask.
unlikable personality. They have unlikable attitudes. They even have an unlikable backstory.
Using this thing
They're not
every single day.
likable. It's like
And restful sleep.
the Ironheart
material on the sleep mask.
character,
And breathe it
the one that I saw in the short clip.
eye cup so it fits.
Oh my goodness, I don't like her already. Not because of her race or skin colors, because
Products including a silk mask, a weighted mask, a
she's insufferable.
music. And I got to play around a little bit with these cooling eye cup masks. You just toss these bad boys in the freezer or refrigerator and they keep my face nice and cool. If you get migraines like me, these things are a lifesaver. Be sure to use coupon code ANDYPANTS, one word, for 10% off. Okay, back to the video. When you talk about the top 5 greatest video game characters of all time, you got to include my boy Snake. Metal Gear Solid has perhaps the perfect opening to a video game. Solid Snake is running an underwater propulsion vehicle to a hidden insertion point in Shadow Moses Island, which has been taken over by a terrorist group called Foxhound. The terrorists have taken control of a device called the Metal Gear and are threatening to launch a nuclear attack.
Okay, here's an honest truth. You can change the gender or sex of the character here,
Rescue 2 hostages.
but you keep the personality.
Boom. Right from the
It will work.
who I am, I know what I'm doing.
There won't be any problem, I think.
These things.
But the problem with modern game developers is that
I want to be a special forces agent who sneaks into a facility.
they just can't help
I
making the woke character unlikable.
identify Naomi Hunter's butt in a lineup. I want a whole host of gadgets to play with to take down my enemies. But don't miss this. Most importantly, I want to be Snake. This is what video games ultimately are all about. I want to be the main character for a while and do the things that he does. What's so concerning about modern woke video game developers is they don't seem to understand this at all. Instead of creating characters we want to be and things we want to do, they seem dead set on creating characters we hate doing things we have no interest in. Remember that game that told me, let your empathy guide you? Nah, that's gay. Now, I realize comparing any game with Metal Gear Solid is a travesty, but I think Ubisoft with Star Wars Outlaws just gave us a masterclass in how to make nobody care about a character. Did you even know her name was Kay Vess? See, nobody did. That's how forgettable she was. The game opens with this guy, Sliro Barsha, having a meeting of bad guys that ends with the typical cliche of killing everyone at the table. Next, we see Kay being woken up from a nap. Wild stuff. Her little Merkwall friend tugs at her and... Wait, no, this has to be a joke. The Wikipedia page says the Merkwall is her life partner, dear God. Y'all remember when I said female game developers are just narcissistic feminists? Yeah, this seems to be a self-insert of a depressed cat mom. Kay picks up her blaster and stands up, and the only thing you can do at this point is read data pads around the room. Again, wild gameplay. If you head downstairs, it triggers a cutscene with the bartender. Kay is down on her luck and unsurprisingly in need of a big score. You have a broken data spike that needs to be repaired that might lead to a job. So the first gameplay that the game has you do is wandering around the town picking up scrap to repair the data spike. I'm not even joking, y'all. This is the opening to the game. Ubisoft, if you're listening right now, I'm going to try to help you figure out why this game has 30 active players on Steam right now. Let's think really hard. We know that like 80% of AAA video game players are men. So if you're immediately throwing a woman as the main character of the game at us, you're going to need to work really hard to convince us that we want to play as this character. Nier Automata does a brilliant job of this. The intro of the game is basically a shmup, and you're flying in formation with a bunch of other ships, and the angle is changing constantly.
The main character was introduced as a badass.
Badass woman.
See, I was right.
Grabs you right by the balls.
I'm not even familiar with the game, but
Woke up from a nap. I was playing the intro to
compared to the Star Wars Outlaws,
Darth Vader.
I just assumed that in the other game, in the game was shown, the MC, the female MC, was introduced as a badass and not as a girl boss. There is a big difference between a girl boss
Prefer playing as a man
to a badass. Okay,
because if you
a
contextualize
badass is admirable. A girl boss is insufferable.
why would you have a woman in a game and not make her hot? Ubisoft, did you eat paint chips recently? Tomb Raider 2013 opens with a shipwreck in which Lara almost drowned.
Why have a woman in the game and not make it hot? Because they hate us. They hate you.
And spends the first
They hate male gamers. They don't want
very compelling
male gamers playing their games. And honestly, we should just do what they want.
making you care about a character. Spoilers ahead, by the way. You start the game as Joel and you have a daughter. There's a zombie outbreak. In trying to flee from the zombie outbreak, your daughter dies a heartbreaking death. Fast forward a few years, Joel is more grizzled and gray and cynical. You are put in charge of another young girl named Ellie. You are tasked with taking Ellie across the country to potentially cure the world of the zombie plague, and you will be her protector the whole way. If you're a man, you immediately feel an instinctive need to protect Ellie. Your daughter is dead, but Ellie becomes a sort of surrogate daughter, and that is what the game is about. What makes the gameplay work so well is that all of it perfectly integrates into the character of Joel. The story and the gameplay mesh perfectly and play off of one another. You're in this post-apocalyptic world, so you find yourself scrounging for bullets, duct taping together weapons as zombies barrel down on you. You're a desperate man trying to survive and protect this girl. Gameplay and character are in perfect harmony. Unfortunately, now it's time to talk about the woke gay slop that was created in 2020 in the game's sequel, Last of Us Part 2. And this is an example of gameplay and character being in complete disharmony with one another. Again, spoilers ahead. Within the first 30 minutes of the game, Joel is killed by the doctor from the first game's daughter, Abby. Yeah, that's right. The man who murdered hundreds of people in the first game with his bare hands suddenly can't fight off a couple of women and pussy-ass dudes that look like the director. Neil Cuckman will never be forgiven by the PlayStation community for what he did to Joel. And it was at this point he killed any chance of me caring about this failure of a game. From this point on, you take...
So you played the first game, you got attached to the MC, and the developers
didn't mind
lost their mind and killed the MC that you
steroid using lesbian
that they got you attached with. Nice.
being the nose that he is and being the cuck that he is makes you play as Abby for the last 20 hours of the game. Basically, you finally get to the point where Ellie's about to kill Abby, and then the game is like, whoopsie, let's do a backstory on Abby now. You have to play as Abby, and I deleted the game at that point. This was something I simply couldn't stomach. I will never finish this game, and it's good to see that Neil Cuckman has failed as a video game.
I will never play the game.
Never make
Not interested in zombie games, unfortunately.
multiplayer mode, and it failed horribly. So do y'all hear how intense I get about this? It's because who you play as matters in a game. It matters a lot. People would say, oh, just play Last of Us 2 for the gameplay, bro. Nah, dude, never. You kill a character I love and you've killed the game. It would be one thing if some other director came in and did this to Neil Druckmann's game, but he did this to his own game, which is ridiculous. Of course, all the gay journalists and legacy media grift outlets celebrated this murder of an alpha male. 10 out of 10. Stunning and brave. So edgy. Brilliant, they said while getting pounded by their boyfriend. Let's move on to another game developer who butchered a game series because they don't understand character motivation. The Arkham games. Arkham City opens with Bruce Wayne being delivered to Arkham Jail based on fake charges trumped up by Penguin and Hugo Strange. All the idiots you spent the first game beating the crap out of are lined up to mock and jeer at you as you are slowly delivered to your cell. You feel the rage and injustice coursing inside of you, knowing that the moment you get these cuffs off, they're gonna pay. Because you're Batman, you eventually break out of your temporary holding cell, beat the crap out of Penguin, and make it to a rooftop where Alfred airdrops you your Batman suit. You look out over the city as Batman with a belt full of gadgets ready to smash faces into air conditioners and stop Hugo Strange's plan to poison the citizens of Gotham. As all good video games do, Arkham City keeps it simple. I want to be Batman. I want to control him, and I want to beat the crap out of bad guys. Secondly, it gives me a mission and a purpose. I want to save the people of Gotham. It's perfect. It's simple. Well, you will be excited to learn that Rocksteady has long since canceled any more Batman-focused Arkham games and has shifted towards live service experiences and always online games. Apparently, selling 12.5 million copies of Arkham City wasn't good enough for them. I low-key think that success might delude these studios into thinking they're better than they are, because I think Rocksteady was like, oh, we're the best, we made the Arkham games. When we do a live service game, it's obviously going to succeed. So Rocksteady seems to have forgotten how character and motivation work in 2024 when they released Suicide Squad. The game opens with Harley Quinn eulogizing the bygone days of Metropolis and talking.
Well, the title of the game is perfect for the game.
Wow, this is going well. What follows is
It committed,
forced to play as all four characters in the Suicide
or it
Squad.
analyzed itself as the woke
You have to learn each
zealots like to
character.
say. They can't say the word suicide, so they use the word unalive.
Gameplay is basically like Destiny now, and all the signature melee gameplay of the Arkham games has completely disappeared. Harley Quinn, for some reason, has a grappling hook in the game, but don't worry, they did a great job of explaining it. She broke into a museum and took some of Batman's stuff. Got it. At some point, you meet Amanda Waller, the director of Argus, and you have to stop this old DC villain nobody has talked about in 100 years named Brainiac, because he's been brainwashing a lot of people, and that's bad. So even though you play as the, quote, bad guys, the Suicide Squad, you're still doing good guy stuff. Cool, makes sense. Now, you might tell me, Andy, if you don't want to play as the Suicide Squad, don't play the game. And that's a valid critique. But I'm more commenting on why Rocksteady
Exactly.
make a Suicide
It
Squad.
makes sense. And guess what? No one played the game, and now it's dead. I just love it. I just love it when assholes say that. Oh, just don't play the game. Yeah, exactly.
Please give us a hot Harley Quinn.
Exactly. That is what the
You know,
general gaming community
but to bring this back,
are doing. They're not playing
why
the
would
games.
play as these characters? That's the fundamental question in any video game, and clearly Rocksteady never answered it. I didn't find Deadshot, Harley Quinn, King Shark, or Captain Boomerang to be compelling characters in this game at all. I didn't want to be any of them. They just chatter on endlessly, sounding like a millennial tweeting stuff or posting fan fiction to their Tumblr page. You have the inevitable, well, that just happened, obviously written by a millennial writer when the bad guy shows up. And look, guys, calm down. I'm a millennial, so I'm allowed to make fun of us. Two additional contrasting games I want to mention are Dying Light and Deathloop. The story of Dying Light gets a lot of hate for some reason, but I found Kyle Crane to be pretty compelling. The world has been taken over by a zombie outbreak, and you are a secret agent working for the GRE. You are airdropped into the city to retrieve a document from Kadir Suleiman. Upon landing, you are attacked and bitten by zombies and wake up being nursed back to health by a group of people living in a building called the Tower. While you're helping out the people in the tower, you realize that both you and the people around you need a medicine called Antizin to not turn into a zombie. In the midst of this, you need to keep reporting in on your progress to the shadowy GRE via a radio. Your conversations with them become darker and darker, and at one point they order you to destroy a case of Antizin, threatening the lives of the people in the tower around you. So personally, this is one of my favorite kind of plots in video games. You're essentially a soldier on a mission. Do you obey your orders from the GRE or reject your orders and help the people around you? I could talk on and on about Dying Light, but the gameplay also perfectly integrates with the story. It did parkour better than any game ever has. It's just an amazing game from top to bottom. In contrast, Deathloop is also a first-person game that has some pretty good gameplay. But I found myself with a feeling of emptiness after playing it because the game does a really bad job of making you care about the characters you play as. First off, the game is woke as hell. The two main good characters are black, and everybody else in the game that's evil is white, of course. The game takes place on Black Reef Island in the 1960s. A group of rich white billionaire kids who are essentially spoiled brats have discovered a way on this island to make the day repeat over and over. Also, the art director, who's probably just jealous of Elon's success, said he was trying to reference Musk with these bratty billionaires. So the plot of the game involves you as Colt Vaughn going to the island and killing all 7 members of the Visionaries in one perfect day and thus ending the loop. Majora's Mask did something similar where a day repeats over and over. The big problem, though, is of course why? Why do I care about Colt? Why do I care about Juliana? Why am I killing these people? The lack of answers to why I'm doing what I'm doing create a feeling of soullessness and nihilism. Deathloop puts its concept and its gameplay so front and center that the plot and the characters of the game are nonsensical. And just as the cherry on top, the creator of the game is, wait for it, trans. So when the creator of your game isn't even sure what gender they
So basically, they made a game just to hate on people? Nice.
joins a long list of modern games with simply terrible characters doing actions we don't care about. So guys, in closing, what can we do? How can we bring characters we care about back to video games? And I think we do it simply by playing and buying and talking about the good ones while
Exactly.
making fun of them.
Exactly.
Suicide Squad,
It is we
Unknown 9 Awakening,
we just do what they want us to do. They keep saying
created in 2024 by
it's not for you. Don't play the game. Don't buy the game. Exactly.
understand how that feeds into good gameplay.
All we have to do is just that.
Black Myth
We don't buy their games. We don't play their games.
understand that we don't start a game automatically caring about your characters.
And then what happens? The game flops and they blame the gamers.
It further reinforces that connection with
Ah, so funny.
characters. Star
That's
Wars
why I like doing this.
mess. Last of Us 2,
I don't have anyone to talk to.
it's not really about how
It's so
much
sad,
talent
actually.
you throw at a
So
game. It's
sad.
about understanding that your game needs
I find it relaxing.
that we want to play as, doing things that we want to do. Arthur Morgan is a character we care about, and we get to do things as him that we want to do. Abby is an abortion of a character created from the mind of a sick and vengeful individual. And here's to hoping Neil Cuckman is forgotten and erased in gaming history.
Oh, it's very simple. Just ignore or avoid any game, any games in the future that involves
All right, boys, I'm out.
that person. Simple, right? Simple. What is this? Ah, this was like 4 days ago. They want it gone 10 days. Okay, what do we have here? 1 million redemptions. What? What? Oh my goodness. That is a lot of players. Super Metroid slandered Asmongold. Woke developer slanders. It ends horribly wrong. Well, there's no wrong there. I just added it in. Banned. Riot Games hate gamers. Of course. 7 hours ago, I was right. Black Ops 6 was made by AI, and we have definitive, what? Blame truth. Okay, going to check this out. Sounds interesting. This is a Call of Duty game, I believe.
Lead right off.
Whoa, look at that. Oh, so scary.
About this image. I'll give you a second. If you want to pause and leave a comment below before I continue, you can do that. What do you notice about this image? 6 fingers. 6 fingers.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
No 3-lane map.
Oh,
And let's not forget
there you go, guys. I think I mentioned it a long time ago that
XP of
the corporate version of the AI
like 65.
that being used by corporations are more advanced
I don't think
than
being in combat
those that are offered
in fact, I know
for public use and consumption. But still, they're not perfect. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
company is using AI art in their super successful
Oh my goodness, this is crazy. Look at that. It's so obvious.
an hour to make sure none of this slips through the cracks. Let this slip through the cracks. The most obvious thing ever.
Actually, if they crop the image from here, right here, right here, if they crop the image from here, yeah,
That's a reach, my
they
friend.
could have gotten away with it. But I guess somebody got a brain fart. Brain farts do exist, by the way.
These people.
It could happen to anyone.
This billion-dollar company, trillion-dollar company does, man. It's embarrassing. I showed you guys the Treyarch job positions hiring based on like generative AI. I even said that the prestige icons, when those came out, looked like AI-generated slop. And I have the theory.
My daughter is an engineer in real life, and even she was like, I found her like studying
Put it past
prompt engineering.
though is
It is a new thing. It's an actual job, guys.
into today's
It is an actual job.
happy about this one. I got
If you go to LinkedIn and you search for prompt engineering, you'll find openings and businesses, companies looking for prompt engineers.
energetic. Are you
Prompt engineering or entering prompts is different from what we do with ChatGPT, where we put in descriptions or instructions.
I got a lot.
It's more technical, I think.
I don't have a chest like the big titty anime waifu, of course, but you know, I work out. They have their gamer soups, which is some of the best ramen I've ever had, and my girlfriend absolutely adores their waifu cups. So head on over to gamersups.gg or just click the link in the pinned comment or video description. Use code BLINK.
Never interested in anything waifu. I don't see the appeal.
I believe I was told.
I guess I'm just old.
Fantastic.
But I've seen people
If you've been
or gamers that are older than me that are into this thing.
in the Call of Duty,
Things. Waifu things.
buying actual material goods, support real artists, and get you some delicious beverages and whatever else your heart desires. Alright guys, let's get back to roasting Call of Duty. GamerSubs did inform me, by the way, that if we get enough sales with my code, some good stuff's gonna unlock, some exclusive stuff down the road with yours truly on it. So yeah, let's get BT a nice Christmas present. I want my own shaker cup, please. Thank you. Anyway, the AI doesn't just stop at this image, though. I don't think they test their bundles whatsoever. I truthfully think that a lot of the bundles they are selling are AI generated, and they have confirmed done that before. I think it was Modern Warfare 3 they started doing that. Like this one right here, it clearly was not tested. The flame blocks your iron sight. It's literally pay to lose. What is going on? Who would buy this? Okay, better question. Who would buy this and actually use it? That isn't a brain dead moron. And why would you pay to lose? I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, you do get rewarded the worse you do in this game. So, you know, no thumb it up, my friend. Have that flame block your vision like you're in the 7th circle of hell. And
Hacienda.
accurate description of modern day Call of Duty, the 7th circle of hell. Let's go over Hacienda, though. I want to go over the map first. Before
What's wrong with Hacienda?
the only good map, I think, in the game right now. So let's check it out. Let's see what they've done to
Wait, I'm familiar with this. This map is also in
pretty much
mobile, COD mobile multiplayer.
What the fuck is this?
I don't see anything.
What the fuck is this? Joseph! Someone get Joseph the fuck out of here! Please, can we stop with the door? This is not Treyarch. Joseph! Why did they take doors out of Nuketown but include them in Hacienda? Is this art AI generated? I don't know. Let's just go through. I mean, the map looks pretty good, you know?
I don't like the paintings. I feel they don't match the
Map, dude, it's
the style or aesthetic of the the mansion.
I think I have an answer. but we'll get to it in just a second.
Yeah, I'm familiar with this map. I've seen this in COD Mobile.
Play pretty well. I truthfully think that this is the best map in the game, just from what I've played in Black Ops 4. I know Black Ops 4 is not the exact same as this game. I know there's slightly different speeds. I think this game's actually a bit faster in some.
So they just keep remaking Call of Duty. Ah,
Sized map, and I truthfully
my goodness.
sized.
And
Good, where it's just a bunch of random
fans just keep
thrown around on this tiny map.
buying and playing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
Would be considered a
I don't get it.
I think back in the day, and they call it, medium size now. But yeah, man, this map I think will play very well. So I'm glad to see it here. I don't know why they put doors on it. Why are the doors at the front open and not closable, but the rest of the map has I don't fucking know, dude. I mean, I do know why. Let me tell you guys why. We're actually gonna get into this, okay? If you fly out of Hacienda, you can see it's the same story as most of the other maps in this game. It's just a point of interest for Warzone. I'm sorry. I'm sure that these devs worked hard the past 4 years. I just think this is really, really lazy. I'm really sick of them just copying and pasting stuff from Warzone into multiplayer. I'm kind of sick of Warzone in general. Let's actually fly around though, and you can see like this is going to be the Avalon map coming to Warzone. What is it, in 2025? That is if Warzone even lasts that long. They announced ranked play today while not addressing the cheating problem whatsoever. So that's going to be even worse than the multiplayer portion of Black Ops.
How is he flying? Hey, how are you flying?
Free. But as we fly around here, I mean, we're actually gonna find other multiplayer maps, which makes me just think like Treyarch made a bunch of maps as POIs for Warzone, didn't really think anything of it, and then just they're gonna drip feed them all year long in Black Ops 6, and that's gonna be that. We actually find Skyline here, and I think if you go to the map Skyline and then just go to the direction I came, you will find Hacienda as well.
Why is the why is the graphics blurry?
A lot of other maps that could be maps, we don't know because they don't stick to an actual.
Ooh, okay, they're not actual locations.
Kind of.
They are low,
Want to, like with stakeouts. Stakeouts like the
not low resolution, but
because it's the
low triangle meshes.
But I gotta hand it to them. They finally added a legit 3-lane map that's not a remake with this new face-off map. Except, what does it look like to you guys? Just again, let's like do the thing where we're pretending we're copying someone's homework, but we're changing it just a little so the teacher doesn't notice. What does this remind you of from the overhead view? Pause the video.
I don't know.
Guess in the comment section, please. You're welcome to just make this a fun game. This video. If
Tell
you
us.
want to.
Tell us what is it?
This is just like slightly remixed Shipment. I saw the over.
Ah, yeah.
I've seen this before. It's
But
Shipment. Or
okay, I'm familiar with Shipment.
it looks the exact same, except I know for a fucking fact it ain't gonna play as well as Shipment. It might play better than Babylon, but that's not saying much. I could probably make a
I guess there are similarities. There's a a lane
better than fucking Babylon.
at the center.
But that's beside the point. I don't even want to play this map. Nah, I'm good, man. You know what? Just make Hacienda 24/7. Hacienda Nuketown 24/7. That's a playlist for you. Yeah, there you go. Hacienda and Nuketown 24/7. And for the description of the playlist, back before we started AI generating
They're all the same maps.
points of interest for goddamn Warzone. That's a little bit too much of a description. I think it's too long. No, you know what? Just change it to Killbox, actually. Just Killbox. It's funny to me that I've covered in several videos now about how they could possibly be using AI generation in some capacity to make these maps. Maybe not outright, maybe not like a program doing it for them, but you can go to ChatGPT and just say something like this, and then get an overhead view like this, and then it's pretty similar to what they're pumping out like in the actual map releases. I mean, Babylon, Shipment, and then this map overhead are almost just like slightly remixed the versions of the same map. So why does everyone love Shipment but hate these other two maps? Because it's just a worse, like, soulless version. And here's the thing. If we've caught them using AI to make stuff in the game, like AI generation as far as images go and bundles go, and they use AI in their anti-cheat, and they use AI in their fucking chatbot that will auto-ban you if you say something to the effect of, I'm going to change the tranny in my Toyota truck this weekend. Yeah, a guy said he actually got banned because he said that to his friend, like chat banned. I think you know why. I'm not gonna delve into it. The point of all this, though, is that it's entirely possible they are taking massive shortcuts, and I don't think we should ever not call them out on it, even if it's not proven, but it's just suspicious. If it's suspicious, we should call them out on it, because if you don't call them out on it, I mean, you give these psycho fucks an inch, they will take a mile. Like,
that is already too late.
it's just pugs, but they look like AI generated images. Like, if I go and type in generate an image of a pug in a top hat, let me go do that right now, actually, on ChatGPT. I still have the $20 like paid version. Let's do it. Yeah, it's pretty similar. I mean, it's not one for one, but I'm just saying that the possibility for all this is there, and to keep an eye on it, please. This company is not to be trusted. As an example, I was sent this tweet today. It's a bit of a trust me bro tweet, but I'm going to share it anyway because I think it's funny. Activision are absolutely seething at you, and I love it. I know someone who works there, and you are apparently talked about often. I've recently heard some inside information that they've had meetings for ideas on ways to stop negative press, in particular around EOMM. Well, I have a great idea on how to stop negative press about your fucking psychological warfare you declare on the player base every year. How about you take it the fuck out of the game? How about that? How about that? Like, stop experimenting on your player base, and maybe people would not be so, I don't know, uppity about it. Better yet, maybe don't focus on the random guy in bumfuck nowhere who gets on YouTube and essentially just does WWE promos, and instead focus on making a good game, because the last I checked, you're not doing super well with Warzone. In fact, I predict, and this is a bold prediction, but I'm just gonna say it, I think Warzone loses a lot of support come 2025. By the end of 2025, unless they do something drastic, I don't see Warzone being something we take very seriously any longer, especially after Rank just released, and I know for a fact cheaters are gonna run the show, and it's gonna be hilarious. Why is this $1 trillion company, and here's the thing, normally I wouldn't like buy this, but I've been told this before by other people, like over the years, just a couple of other people. I've also been told, if we can go back to Activision being creepy, they keep tabs on like every single creator in like a file. Every single Call of Duty creator, they have people keeping tabs on them. My SBMM off sponsorship or whatever, in the Discord of SBMM off, they have like Activision rats there just keeping tabs on everything. When they asked Nero to like sign that contract,
it's a first-person gameplay. I'm just watching it, and I'm already getting dizzy.
That's all I'm gonna say. I don't think Activision is to be trusted by anyone who is remotely critical of what they are doing. And even if you are in their good graces, be careful. I've also heard that any creator caught like even associating with me publicly is like blacklisted from events and shit. They're weird, man. They are petty. Again, stop worrying about the guy that's not even like that big on YouTube, and focus on making a good game. Focus on paying the people that you haven't paid from the World Series of Warzone and other tournaments you held this year, and stop worrying about a guy calling you out on your bullshit. If you didn't do this shit, I'd have nothing to call out. Now, would I? I don't think you guys realize how, like, things have changed from 2018 to now. I called them out on their loot boxes back in the day, but I still played the games. I still enjoyed the games overall. I mean, at least the Treyarch ones. I liked Black Ops 3, despite that game having loot boxes. I like Black Ops 4, despite that game having loot boxes. And I stuck up for those games. But I should have been more harsh. I clearly should have been more harsh in the long run. Because now we have this, whatever is happening now. It's like, if it's not happening to the individual person, the player base does not care. They're all mouth-breathing fucking morons who just want to get the next skin, get the next headshot. They're like addicts. I feel like I am the only one actually calling this company out, because if I don't call it out, it's just gonna get worse. I mean, they have no competition now. X-Defiant, rest in peace, is gone. And if I could calm down and just kind of talk about that to end this video, to kind of just show why I was a supporter of the game, on the X-Defiant subreddit, and all over Twitter too, but mostly on the subreddit, most people are just saying how they're really sad that the game's come to an end. You know, they were big fans of it, and they were just kind of waiting on new content, waiting on this new season. They were really looking forward to it, and now they can't play it. And Ubisoft just royally failed. I mean, I don't know if like Activision's just lucky, because this is twice now where a competitor has had the opportunity to take like a foothold, you know, and take some of
Maybe the other company is just worse than
2042.
Activision.
Dude.
They're more woke, I guess.
With Battlefield 2042, because Vanguard came out that year, and I think Warzone 2 launched after that, shortly after, and they botched that. They had a layup and they failed so bad with Battlefield 2042. And then X-Defiant comes out, Black Ops 6 comes out, and obviously he's going to take some of the steam away from X-Defiant, but Season 3's coming out right after that, and it's the Assassin's Creed season. It's going to be huge. Ubisoft's going to advertise it. Ubisoft pulls the fucking plug weeks before it's meant to come out. It just... do they have like a rabbit's foot up their ass or something? Did Bobby Kotick sacrifice his mother to a satanic group for business immunity for Activision? I do not know. But all I know is that the X-Defiant subreddit's been quite...
Well, the problem is that, you know, Call of Duty fans are like WWE fans.
coming to
It can put out crap and
the people there.
they're still going to consume it.
X-Devs now.
You know, they like consuming crap.
Actually deleted his comment. I didn't get a chance to screenshot it or whatever, and maybe he wants to remain private, so I'll just...
It's
it was one of the devs
the
that
same thing. Look at that. It's the same map.
cheeky accolades whenever you didn't do well.
It makes me think that all Call of Duty games are
Subreddit posting about
basically the same game.
this dev is talking about all of the season 4 and 5 content they had planned, and from the
Again, my only experience with Call of Duty is Warzone 2.
I mean, we're getting
Played it for like maybe an hour,
soft, like,
and Call of Duty Mobile.
far as I know. So not even new players can enjoy the last season. It's just such a shit show. This whole AAA gaming thing, man. X-Defiant, yeah, it was made by Ubisoft, but it reminded me of it's like an indie game. Like the devs were in touch with the community. Mark Rubin and Aches both.
My question, are the devs of X-Defiant woke?
After the fact, I mean, it's wholesome, you know? Like, this dev even says, like, he played the game. This dev played his own game after work. He would work on the game all day, go to the subreddit, see what people were talking about, and then play the game as well. Like, do Treyarch even play their own game? Looking at these maps, I don't think so. All the bugs and glitches and the terrible maps in Black Ops 6? No, I don't think they play it at all, dude. I think they clock in, get their paycheck, and clock out. That's it. If I were
Well, honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a job.
of these maps,
Yeah, it's a job.
put them in Black
As long as you do the work
Duty, because
and you just don't laze around wasting company's time,
6v6 maps.
it's all good if that is how you want to
Dude, I played Black Ops 2.
do your job.
Defiance maps were that good. So I'm just trying to wrap my head around like where we go from here. Who's going to hold Activision accountable? It's not other games.
As long as you give your 110%,
Spyware.
it doesn't have. You don't have to be passionate about your work.
Before I made this commentary that they
You
fixed
don't have to be loyal to anyone.
on that before I even
What's important is that you do your job and you give it 110% every time, and you just don't
I just
waste
want these guys to be held
company's time.
bullshit they pull. And if I have to just keep making videos ad nauseum, I will. I mean, I don't care if they don't like me. I mean, what are they gonna do? I'm not breaking any laws here. I'll put up Minesweeper or something if they shadow ban my accounts or like ban my Call of Duty account so I can't get gameplay or whatever. Or I'll just post old Black Ops 2 or I'll post another shooter. I got enough X-Defiant gameplay to last me all next year anyway, just stockpiled. So, anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna end it here. Yeah, it's just gotta keep calling them out. I hope you enjoy.
Again, that was insane. It was obviously AI generated. That is one of the, I guess you can say, a tell. One of the best tell or indicator. If a piece of content was generated by AI, because just like me, AI can't is AI has a hard time drawing hands. It's really hard to draw hands, honestly. If you're good at drawing hands, you are good at drawing. Anyway, guys, that's the hour. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and if you did, please consider following the channel. And if you're already following, thank you. Also, don't forget to like the video. You can like videos or streams in Rumble. Greatly appreciate that. Also, share it. And if you're in YouTube or Twitch, although you can also subscribe or follow there, but I would really recommend it that you go to Rumble, find my channel, and follow the channel there. Okay, so thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye for now.